Hi, I'm Rachel from Pennsylvania, and I'm Amish. Please like and subscribe. The Amish community believes in a simpler lifestyle than the rest of the modern world, and this is reflected in our clothes and our simple ways of living. Some of us don't even have cell phones in the 21st century, including me. But I was always curious about the world and wanted to experience everything. Once when I was 5, I found a lost doll on my way to school, and in our culture, dolls aren't supposed to have faces, but this one did. I was thrilled to find it and took it to school with me. But as soon as I took it out of my bag, the kids screamed.
OMG, a doll with a face! Where did you get this thing from? I guess it belongs to some tourist who must have visited the area and... So you stole it from her?
No, she forgot, and just then the teacher came running. She took the doll from my hands and tossed it into the dustbin. But I wasn't giving up so easily. After school, I snuck into the classroom and took the doll out of the bin. And then I heard the teacher's voice. "What do you think you're doing?" The teacher took me to the principal, and soon the news spread across the town that I was evil. But my parents didn't care.
I'm so sorry, Mom and Dad. I caused you trouble.
Oh, it's okay, honey. We know that you're a good girl who is just curious about things. You don't have to be sorry about anything, love. And then she hugged me real tight, but no one else liked me after that. Not much changed until I turned 16, and then it got worse, because this was the age that girls in the community started getting married, and I didn't want to. I was confident no one would ask for my hand in marriage since everyone thought I was evil. But to my horror, it happened. One day I had some guests over and my parents told me, "Oh dear, Jim has decided that he wants to marry you, and even we think you both are a great match. So, what do you say?" Say? I didn't know what to say. I pulled the guy aside and asked him to say no. "No, I can't do that." "What? Are you crazy? They'll get us married if you don't." "That's what I want, Rachel. I've been in love with you ever since I saw you, and Rachel, stop. Please listen to me." He was a sore loser, and I didn't want to marry someone like him. I tried to talk to my parents, but they said it was for the best. Really? Now I had no option but to run away. I left home and kept running until I reached the main road, and there I saw a bus approaching me. The bus stopped and some kids got down, and that's when I saw the most shocking thing. A girl just like me was standing right in front of me. What the freaking pigeon? She looked just as shocked and walked towards me. "Wow, you look just like me. That's so amazing. I'm Lindsay. What's your name?" "I'm Rachel." "Well, Rachel, your clothes, they look so cool. Where did you get them from?" I don't know why, but I told her my entire life story, and suddenly Lindsay smiled at me and told me this crazy idea. "Rachel, do you want to trade places with me?" "What?" "Well, I want to see your community, and maybe I'll get some time off my stupid life, and you get to live the life you want out there." Well, I was speechless. I was really scared to do it, but when I thought about the marriage proposal waiting for me at home, I said yes. Rachel and I exchanged our clothes, and it felt so different. All these colors on my body were crazy. Suddenly, the bus honked, and Lindsay told me to get on it. She hugged me and said goodbye and ran back towards the direction I pointed her to. I got on the bus, and it was all so weird. All the kids were calling me Lindy, and she seemed to be a super popular girl. But then suddenly, a girl came to me and slapped my face really hard. "What the heck? This is the last time you kiss my boyfriend. You hear me?" Her what? I was in shock. I'd never kissed anyone. But then I realized probably Lindsay did. I didn't know what to do, so I just went to the back and sat there. When we reached the school, a lady standing by a car waved at me. "Lindsay, how dare you go on this trip without informing me? And why are all your teachers telling me you're a brat?" That's enough. Not another word from you. I'm taking away your phone, young lady." "My phone? I don't have a phone." Lindsay probably took it with her, and her mom looked furious now. She asked me to get into the car, and just as we reached home, she said, "You sneaked out when you were grounded. and now I'm extending your punishment. You're not leaving this house for another week. OMG, this was like back to where I started from. Lindsay's mom sent me to her room, which was mine now. And this room was full of things I'd never seen in my life. A TV, a computer, a closet full of colorful clothes. This place was heaven. And then I jumped onto her super soft bed and fell asleep. Suddenly, I felt like I was kissing someone in my dream. But I screamed my lungs out when I realized it wasn't a dream. There was a boy in my room kissing me. He tried to hush me and said in a low whisper, "Why are you screaming? It's me, Toby, your boyfriend." Boyfriend? Lindsay betrayed her boyfriend and kissed some other guy? She was really something. Suddenly, he came closer, and I could even see in the dark how handsome he was. "But what are you doing here this late?" "I come here every day ever since you've been grounded, remember? What's wrong with you, babe?" He touched my forehead so gently, I couldn't help but melt a little. Then he took out a beautiful necklace from his pocket. "I bought this to mark our first month together. Shall I put it on you?" He was doing all this for Lindsay, who betrayed him for some other guy? For a moment, I started to hate her. I decided I was going to tell him that I wasn't Lindsay. But just then, I heard her mom walking upstairs. "Lindsay, I heard some noises. Are you okay?" Toby and I looked at each other, super scared, but he quickly ran out of the window, and both of our butts were saved. "Were you talking to someone?" "No, of course not. I don't even have my phone on me. I left it on the field trip, remember?" She looked at me suspiciously and then went away. A few days passed, and I was just stuck at home. All thanks to Lindsay, the brat. But thank God for Toby, who visited me every day, and every time I wanted to tell him the truth. But I was afraid he'd get mad and stop seeing me. One night when he dropped by, he got up to leave after 20 minutes. I asked him why, and he said, "Babe, I play volleyball at the beach every Saturday night, remember?" The freaking beach? I leapt up excitedly and said I wanted to go with him. He looked really surprised. "But you hate the beach, and the sand, and volleyball. And you also hate my friends and never want to hang out with them?" Wow, what was wrong with Lindsay? "Oh, I guess I've just been cooped up for so long. I really just want to go out." He looked super happy, and we both snuck out the window. I had to stop myself from gasping when I saw the sea for the first time. It was so beautiful. I had an amazing time with his friends, and after his game, we took a moonlit walk on the beach. I closed my eyes to feel the wind in my hair, and when I opened them, I saw Toby looking at me curiously. He stopped and took my hand. "Lindsay, I don't know what it is, but something about you has changed. You're enjoying all these things you never do with me, and you even look different. I haven't seen you much without makeup, and I have to say, you're even prettier this way." And with that, he pulled me in close and kissed me, and I just couldn't help kissing him back, even though I felt so guilty. I'd been so caught up with Toby, I hadn't even thought that much about Lindsay, and I decided to check up on her. I sneaked into her mom's bedroom one evening and took her cell phone. I found Lindsay's contact there and called her, but she just cut my call. I tried again, and she kept rejecting it. Ugh, this girl. Then I sent her a text message saying it was me, Rachel, and then she replied with a picture. What? No, this girl was insane. Suddenly, I turned around to find Lindsay's mom standing right behind me. "You're not Lindsay, are you?" What? How did she know that? Suddenly, she put her hands around my face. "You guys look so alike. I can't even tell you apart." "What are you talking about? Do you know who I am? And who are you?" "My name is Sabrina. I grew up in an Amish community, but I never felt connected to anyone in it except for my sister, your mother." She was my mom's sister? At the age of 20, I got pregnant with twins, and I knew my sister could never have any children. So before leaving town, I gave you to her. Wait, what? So you're my mother? Yes, but that doesn't mean my sister isn't. She loves you more than me, I'm sure. Well, of course she does. She didn't leave me like you did. And you're a terrible woman. I can't believe you abandoned me and thought of only yourself. I hate you. I just got up and ran out of there like crazy. It was raining heavily and I kept running until I bumped into someone. Toby! Lindsay, are you okay? What happened? I was so out of breath, I couldn't speak. I started to cry, and Toby hugged me tight and took me to his home. After some time, he gave me some hot chocolate to drink, and while I was drying myself by the fireplace, Toby came and hugged me from behind.
Lindsay, it's okay if you don't want to tell me anything, but I want you to know that I'm falling in...
Toby, stop! I turned around and he looked confused.
Is everything okay?
No, it's not. I'm not Lindsay. I told him everything about the switch and even that Lindsay cheated on him. You're a good guy, Toby, and you deserve so much better. I'm sorry I didn't tell you sooner. Toby stood there stunned. I hugged him tight and left. It was almost dawn and I decided I was gonna go back and stop Lindsay from ruining her life. But just then a car stopped in front of me and Sabrina jumped out. Rachel, there isn't a day that I haven't thought about you. It was really tough for me, but I don't regret what I did. My sister is a very good human being and she deserved happiness. And you, tell me, would you give her up as your mother? Suddenly, I realized that she was right. My mother was amazing, and I was so wrong to leave her like that. I turned to Sabrina. We have to leave now. Lindsay is getting married. She drove with the speed of light, and when we got to the farm, I ran to my house, and there, I saw Lindsay kissing Jim in the front yard. Lindsay, stop! Are you crazy? Jim looked at me like he'd seen a ghost and ran away like crazy.
Everyone was right. You're a witch. A witch!
What are you doing here? And Mom, I swear I didn't do it. It was Rachel's idea to switch places. No, it wasn't. You've got to stop with these lies and stupid things that you do. I can't believe we're sisters. We're what? Sabrina told her everything as she stood there in complete disbelief. Just then, Mom came out and hugged Sabrina. Oh, sis, it's been so long. I missed you so much. And then she turned to me and pulled me close. Rachel, my child, I heard everything and I'm so sorry, honey. I should have told you that I'm not your mom. No, you are. You are my mom and I love you. I shouldn't have fled without telling you. I like my life with you and Dad, but Mom, I just wanted to see more. You were always a curious one. Sweetheart, if that's what you want to do, you can have it. And there will always be a home for you here to come back to. As I hugged Mom tight, suddenly Lindsay let out a loud squeal. OMG, Toby, baby, what are you doing here? Did you come all this way for me? He gently pushed her aside.
No, I didn't, Lindsay. We're over. You can kiss or marry whoever you want.
He pulled me to the side and said,
I came here for you. You didn't let me finish my sentence earlier. I wanted to tell you that I'm falling in love with you. With you, Rachel. And if you're moving to the city, I'd love to ask you out on a proper date.
I'd really like that. And I love you too, Toby.
Hi, I'm Brad, and I was born into a very wealthy family. On the outside, everyone would think I have it all, but I had so many problems that I had to deal with alone. Starting with my brother, Hunter. He was 5 years older than me. The moment I was born, he looked at my mom with evil eyes. I don't want to share my parents with this annoying red baby. Will you also give him money? Does that mean I will get less money? You're the worst parents ever! Then, he tried to hit me with his car toy, but luckily Mom was able to protect me. Growing up, Hunter was always teasing me and making me cry. Once, when I was 5, Mom was looking at Hunter's report card, disappointed because it was filled with Fs.
I can't believe you don't know such basic things. Just answer this. How many continents are in the world?
Really, Mom? Easy peasy lemon squeezy. The answer is 35. No, dummy! There are 7 continents.
That's right, Brad. You're such a brilliant kid.
But Hunter got really mad. He snatched my glasses and stomped on them. Oh, and now how many fingers do you see, smarty pants? Why are you mad at my glasses? It's not their fault you're dumb. I kicked his leg and he ran away. And to make matters worse, everyone always said I was the good-looking brother. Some old cousin came to visit us, and the moment he saw me with Hunter, he ran and pushed him away. What is this filthy boy doing with Brad? Some dangerous gang sent him to kidnap Brad. Take this kid away. No, Uncle, this is my brother. Shut up, you old, ugly man. I'm too ugly to be rich. Well, you're too ugly to be alive. And with that, Hunter kicked the old man and left. I'm sorry about my brother. He has anger issues. And from that day on, Hunter avoided being around me. But friend circled me, and he pinned me against the wall. Don't you dare say a word to anyone, or I will finish you off. But I ran off straight to Mom, and Hunter was grounded for a whole month. Well, he hated me even more now. Life was unbearable with him, but at least I had Jessica, the cutest girl on earth. She was the daughter of my dad's wealthy business partner. They used to visit us a lot when we were kids. Once, when I was in the 3rd grade, she came running holding 2 ice cream cones for me and her. But my annoying brother stopped her. Aw, thank you for bringing me this. You're such a sweet kid.
No, this is for Brad.
Who is Brad? I know only one Brad, and he is into boys. And with that, he took the ice cream from her and pushed her away. I came running and pushed him. Don't touch her, idiot! Or what? You're gonna cry to Mommy, Flower Boy? I bit his leg so hard that it started bleeding. He started crying like a little baby. And although I was little back then, I held Jessica in my arms and left.
I love you more than ice cream.
Me and Jessica became close over the years. My parents even made a special room for Jessica where she used to sleep over. Once, when I was in the 7th grade, I was eating lunch with Jessica when some girl came and gave me a note with a huge smile on her face. Jessica snatched the paper from me and read it. I like you. You're so hot. I added you on Facebook last night. Let's talk. Jessica looked furious, and I swore to her that I had no intention of seeing any girl other than her. But Jessica was just so jealous. She threw the paper at me and left crying. I tried contacting her for days, but she just ignored me. One night, while I was studying for a big exam, Hunter barged in, and with him was his girlfriend and her sister, who was about my age. Hey, brother, this is Anne. You guys talk to each other. Be friends. Your sister needs some privacy. You know what I mean? I was really nervous and didn't know what to say. I just stared at the door and said, "That's my favorite door. It's brown. It's different." Just then, the door flung open, and Jessica was standing there, looking furious. I jumped up immediately. "Oh, hi, Jessica. This is she's a girl, as you can see." Jessica stepped closer, yelling.
We stopped talking for a few days and you've already found a girlfriend?
She raised her arm to slap me, but I stopped her. "Do you really think I'm seeing this girl, Jessica? Look into my eyes and tell me, do you think I can replace you?" Jessica looked at me for a few seconds, then burst into tears and hugged me. "Sorry, Brad. I'm such an idiot. Got jealous and your stupid brother called me and told me that you had a girl here. I came running like crazy." Hunter? He is so done. I was about to go punch him, but Jessica stopped me.
He isn't worth your anger, Brad. He just wants to bring out the worst in you. Don't give him that.
I looked into her beautiful hazel eyes and gave her the most passionate kiss. I didn't know how long her kiss lasted, but it made the other girl, Anne, cry.
Oh, that's so sweet, guys. Such lovebirds.
We laughed and I hugged Jessica again.
I love you more than ice cream, Brad.
Over the next 2 years, Jessica and I were inseparable, and I hardly talked to Hunter until one day I was downstairs waiting for Jessica to come so we could go to the movies. I called her so many times, but she wasn't picking up. But then I heard Hunter from behind me. "Oh, you look like a little baby who's lost his mind. What do you want?" "Oh, don't tell me you don't know what happened with Jessica." "What are you talking about?" "Well, Jessica left. Jessica is just say goodbye. Aren't you tired of your stupid pranks? You liar. You can never separate me from Jessica." "Yeah, I can't. But her dad can. He and Dad had a huge fight, and they're not partners anymore. And guess what? He's now Dad's competitor. Will you date your dad's competitor's daughter? That's forbidden love, buddy. You're just lying. Get lost." "Huh? You really thought you'd get everything in this life? It's time for you to lose. And lose terribly." "Shut up! Shut up!" I couldn't believe what I heard and ran straight to Jessica's house. The bodyguards wouldn't let me in. I started screaming her name, and I waited outside for so long until I fell asleep next to their gate. I got really sad and hardly slept all weekend. And on Monday, I started looking for her in the school and found her emptying her locker. "Jessica, what's going on? I've missed you so much. I've been calling you. Are you okay? Are we okay?"
I'm not supposed to talk to you.
And with that, she walked away. I held her arm to stop her.
Let me go, Brad. We're moving to another city. It was great having you in my life, but everything has an end. Good luck with your life.
"Stop. No, our love knows no end. I'm not letting you go. I don't care about our parents."
Well, I do.
And with that, she left. I stood there with tears rolling on my cheeks. Did I just lose the love of my life? I ran away from school until I got home. Started yelling at my parents. You are heartless! You emotionless people only care about money! After that, it felt like all my days were the same. Going to school and sitting in my room and never talking to my parents for 2 years. That is, until one day, I was at my friend's house and on my way home, I had a terrible accident. I was okay, but my legs got hurt really bad that I wasn't able to walk for a few weeks. My parents were away on business for 3 months, and I told them I was totally fine, so they wouldn't worry. Hunter didn't even check up on me, and although I had servants taking care of me, I got super bored alone. But one day, someone knocked on the door. It was Anne. She wanted to check on me, and we talked. And after that, she'd visit me every day till I was well enough to walk again. I never forgot about Jessica, but having Anne around did make me feel happier. And one day, Anne said,
Hey, I've seen with my own eyes how much you love Jessica, but it's been 2 years, and I'd rather have the courage to say how I feel now than living in regret later. I love you, Brad, and I wish I could be your girlfriend, but if you don't...
You can. You can be my girlfriend, Anne. I was so tired of being alone, and I just wanted a fresh start. Anne jumped and hugged me, and we had a great night together. She loved me so much and did her best to make me happy. She even decided to go to the same university as mine just to be with me. I was so happy, or so I thought, because the moment I entered one of my classrooms with Anne beside me, I saw her. I saw Jessica, and all my old feelings came rushing back. Just then, our eyes met, and I couldn't look away. We looked at each other for an entire minute until Anne poked me, and just then, she noticed Jessica. I felt bad, instantly. This wasn't fair to Anne. I quickly walked with her. The next day at the university, I spotted a crowd of boys gathered in the hall. Just then, they parted, and I saw Jessica come through, wearing the most breathtaking red dress. She walked right up to me and put a hand on my arm.
Hey, Brad, it's so good to see you. Do you think we can go somewhere quiet to talk?
Suddenly, Anne was by my side, and she gently pushed Jessica's hand away.
Babe, we only have 10 minutes for our date before class starts.
And with that, she dragged me into the janitor's closet and started kissing me. Whoa, Anne, what are you doing?
What? A girl can't kiss her boyfriend?
Yeah, of course a girl can. When we stepped out, I saw Jessica storming off. This was so awkward. It was hard to be in the same room with the two. Once, I was paired with Jessica for a science experiment, and I could feel Anne staring at us. Just then, Jessica dropped some liquid in a test tube all over my shirt.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me clean that.
She started rubbing the stain, and she was standing so close. I found myself smelling her hair, but I snapped out of it. Don't worry, I got this. And I ran to the bathroom. Later that day at the cafeteria, she came and sat at my table. Just then, Anne came running and jumped into my lap. She kept playing with my hair, whispering in my ear, and then she accidentally knocked a glass of juice onto Jessica's clothes.
Oops. I guess you should hurry off and clean that.
These girls were driving me crazy. The next day, I pretended I was sick and just stayed in my dorm room. But sometime later, there was a knock on my door, and Jessica walked in. What are you doing here?
Brad, I've been trying to talk to you.
You just left me high and dry, Jessica. There's nothing to be said.
I didn't have a choice then. Just listen to me. I never stopped thinking about you, Brad. I'm sure Anne is great, but I know you still have feelings for me. Look into my eyes and say no if you mean it.
She came really close, and I just wanted to kiss her. But suddenly, there was a knock on the door again. Brad, how are you feeling? Can I come in? Just a sec. I pushed Jessica under the bed and hopped into it. Anne had brought soup and my favorite comics, and she started kissing me. And this was so freaking awkward. When she left, Jessica got up with tears in her eyes.
You have to choose, Brad. Me or her, and do it soon, please.
And she left. God, this was so hard. The next day, the physics professor took us out to a park to explain different forces. And he asked for 2 volunteers to go on an electronic merry-go-round. Just then, Jessica raised her hand, and so did Anne. The professor switched it on, and for the first 30 seconds, everything was fine. But suddenly, something went very wrong. The merry-go-round seemed to be spinning faster and faster out of control, and the girls were in danger of just flying off. I ran to save them, but I realized I could only save one. I ran to her, to Jessica. She landed in my arms and hugged me tight, while the professor saved Anne. Anne came to me with tears in her eyes.
I don't know why I'm even crying. Why am I even surprised?
Anne, Listen, please.
No, Brad, you don't have to explain. I get it. You still love her. And I can't just live with the fact that the guy I love is in love with someone else. I think I should leave now. I'll cry over this for some weeks. But then I'll wake up one morning, and I'll know that I deserve someone better. Have a good life, Brad.
I tried to stop her, but I knew there was no use. I turned around to look at Jessica, who was also crying. Oh, you're crying now? Congrats! Anne is the second person you made feel worthless and sad. You broke her heart! And I left. I felt bad for yelling at her, but I still hadn't forgiven her for my own heartbreak. I decided to go home for a few days and just wouldn't leave my room. One day, I was curled up in bed when suddenly, someone started dragging me off by my leg. Hunter? What is your problem, jerk? Just leave me alone! You and your miserable face. That's my problem. Get your butt out of bed. Stop crying like a baby and go back. I leapt forward and attacked him.